You're listening to Charting Crypto for Wednesday, the 7th of September. Let's look at these charts. What do we see going on? Well, Bitcoin down for the day. As we look at some of our other charts, we can see where Grayscale Bitcoin up some. We can see where Ethereum is up some. And of course, when I say down, I am talking about the New York Stock Exchange Bitcoin Index, down 4.53%. We've talked about this for many years. It is calculated differently than the other crypto exchanges and things. They take several different broad measurements. They're down right now 4.53%, where we see the rest of the crypto board up. But I would just caution you, what we want to look at here every week is sort of the overall broad perspective. Where are we? Well, if we look, we see we're at the most recent bottoms here on Bitcoin. We're right around there. Look at where our price percent oscillator is, derivative oscillator, holding on to some green. Price percent oscillator, we can see the blue price percent oscillator just below the red line. They've been laminated here for many weeks as Bitcoin had tried to bottom, move up, and now is retesting that prior low, which is not necessarily a bad thing. We will keep an eye on that, see if we can build a base. We go to Grayscale Bitcoin. It was up for the day, 3.92%, but the same kind of thing we see there, coming down, retesting that most recent low. In fact, well, let's see. Most recent low there. Well, we're actually, depending on what you're looking at, we're getting awfully close. Let's see, the most recent low there, 1195. Let's see where it is there, 12. And then this most recent low here, 1167. So actually a little bit lower. Laminated there on the price percent oscillator, derivative oscillator, green but losing. Now we look at where things are with Ethereum. Now Ethereum is still blue above red, so the price percent oscillator is more than flat. It's moving up a little bit. Derivative oscillator in the green but losing some momentum. This week, a wash so far. We had the last 2 weeks in the red. We saw where things had moved up nicely for 4 weeks, slowed down there that week ending the 19th of August, and then over those prior 2 weeks down. So keep an eye on things as they move along. Of course, one thing I love to look at is BITW. That is, again, the Bitwise 10 Crypto Index Fund. It's weighted based upon market share. Of course, Bitcoin being the bigger part of that. We can see that it's still trying to pull away from the red signal line on the price percent oscillator. Derivative oscillator still positive, but again has been losing momentum. Prior 2 weeks down, this week a wash so far. So we'll keep an eye. That shows us sort of what's going on in the overall market. Now, of course, don't forget about BITI for those of you interested in doing a little bit of Bitcoin short-term trading. This is, again, you can see, it doesn't go back but to June. It is a new ETF, but it gives you the ability with a single short of Bitcoin. That's pretty sweet. So, again, it is a futures. It is a short-term futures ETF, but something fun to play around with and look at. Gives you some options to do some practice trading. We look at other things in the space. Again, we see red, and these are various Bitcoin or crypto-related ETFs, whether they're dealing with digital transformation, whether they're dealing with the crypto industry, digital economy, or as we look at things, the crypto industry innovators, the Amplify transformation data sharing. These are all ETFs that are in that Bitcoin space, the crypto space rather overall. So we'll keep an eye on things. We learn whether the market's moving in the direction we want it to or not. Looking at these charts will tell you where things are. And as far as the crypto space goes, they don't look that great. We're still just sort of pegging along, seeing if we can find a base for things to stop the bleeding, to consolidate, and then to get healthy again. We're not there. You can look at the overall markets and see that we are not there. So what do? We just patiently wait. I do encourage you, if you like to mess around with some short-term trading, particularly if losses continue, BITI might be a little fun to do some short-term practice trading on. And of course, we love XBTF. That is, again, another short-term future. You don't have to be at a crypto exchange. Both of these are ETFs. Again, when you look at things like the Grayscale Ethereum Trust and Grayscale Bitcoin, those, of course, are trusts. They own those assets. They own Ethereum. They own Bitcoin. And again, they trade under their moniker. So it's another thing that you can track. Doesn't track Bitcoin or Ethereum exactly, but again, gives you a good feel for where those markets are. That is where we are, folks. As we're halfway through this week, we're still waiting for the recovery. It may be a long time, but that is okay, because when it does recover, we're going to be here for you, just like we were when things were ramping up in Bitcoin and in these markets. So stick with us. We'll follow it. We'll let you know. And again, if you want to learn how to do this, you got to practice trade it. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.